Hi, I'm Elena, a nutritionist with a passion for healthy gut and hormones. Through personal experience, it has become my life's purpose to help others shine their light through wellness. I want to help you evade burnout, revitalize your energy, boost your mood, and help you achieve your weight and wellness goals so that you are your best self with loved ones and enjoying life to the full. The best part? By supporting the women of today shine their light through wellness, I contribute to the education of children in vulnerable communities. With a new world of technology enabling work and personal life integration even more, there has never been a better time where conscious effort and prioritization of our wellness has been this important. That's why I'm dedicated to help you transform your gut and wellness. With dedication and a can-do attitude, anything is possible. So let's dive in. Hello everyone. So I've just had some time off since Easter, but I am now back in Sydney and so glad to be back into podcasting. My goal was to come back a couple of weeks ago, but I was really unwell and was prescribed antibiotics, which I really needed to take for medical reasons. So being the opportunist that I am, I thought in this episode, I want to share what antibiotics can actually do to the gut and provide some practical tips. So just a quick refresher for some, or perhaps just a quick overview if you are listening to me for the first time. Microbiome imbalance, also known as dysbiosis, happens when we have more bad bacteria than good bacteria in our gut. I like to call this and other gut challenges a grumpy gut. Usually, the microbiome imbalance, if not addressed, can actually lead to other gut challenges such as IBS and SIBO. Now, I capture all of this, calling it grumpy gut. Now, the main bacteria in the gut falls into three categories. The firmicutes thrive on high-fat diet, bacteroids love a low-fat diet with fiber, and proteobacteria love protein and carbohydrates. But what happens when we take antibiotics is that it kills both the good and bad bacteria in the gut. If the good bacteria is not restored, this can actually cause all sorts of problems such as dysbiosis, leading to candida overgrowth, IBS, or other grumpy gut challenges that I mentioned. Now, of course, when prescribed antibiotics for good reasons, such as post-surgery, fighting an infection, it's important to follow through with the doctor's guidance. However, after completing the prescribed dose required to recover, it's also important to shift our focus to gut health. And let's call this nourishing your garden. If you notice, most chemists, at least in Australia, in Sydney, will offer you probiotics when purchasing your antibiotics. And this is really to help restore the good gut bacteria, but taking probiotics alone may not be enough. Now, the good news is that your gut microbiome can actually be altered in 2 to 5 days. So post antibiotics, focusing on your gut health to ensure there is diversity and richness of good gut bacteria becomes really critical to restore the good gut bacteria. Now, for a healthy gut, we need diverse, so having a variety of species of bacteria in our gut. We need richness, so how many bacteria genes you have, how well the bacteria colonize or make a home in our gut. And diversity and richness together both lead to a resilient garden. Now, here's why this is so important. 70% of our immunity is in the gut. 90% of serotonin is in the gut, which helps to regulate memory, learning, and mood. Your gut bacteria is the largest contributor to metabolic process, meaning it digests foods, helps absorb vitamins, and modulates other organs in the body. It regulates inflammation, which can, inflammation on its own can lead to illness. It conducts hormone regulation, housing almost 60 hormones. It helps with regulating weight. With so much of our holistic wellness impacted by our gut, we can see why nourishing our garden is so critical to our overall wellness. And I really want you to walk away with practical ways to feed your garden. You may take probiotics, and this is good, and complementing that with a diet will only flourish your garden even more. Now, there are 4 ways to feed your garden. 1, eat lots of soluble fiber. These are fresh fruits and vegetables plus legumes. And also ensure you have enough prebiotics in there, such as onion and garlic. Second, eat whole grain. So we want to avoid white processed foods. And 3, consume fermented foods, foods that are filled with good bacteria that are good for you, such as kefir, kombucha, sauerkraut. And 4, eat healthy fats, such as avocado. Now, if you notice, you can actually group all of these, and you will notice that it's prebiotic, probiotic, fiber, and polyphenol-rich food, which are essential for a healthy gut. Now, even if you haven't taken antibiotics recently, but you have in the past, some symptoms may tell you that you have a grumpy gut. And this will actually vary from person to person. But some of the most common symptoms are bloating, brain fog, excessive flatulence, craving sugar, fatigue, constipation, or diarrhea. I don't want to end this episode without mentioning that antibiotics aren't the only cause of a grumpy gut. There are some additional lifestyle habits or lifestyle behavior that can cause a grumpy gut as well, such as having too much sugar, consuming too much alcohol, taking birth control pills, especially over a number of years, and the number one culprit, stress. Now, as mentioned, usually when we have a grumpy gut, we tend to experience discomfort, such as the bloating, the gas, and the constipation, and overall digestive issues. This is good because you can pick up on it quite quickly as long as you are in tune with your body, so you know something's wrong. However, not everyone gets these symptoms. So you might think, great, Elena, but I have no symptoms after taking antibiotics, so I should be fine. In this case, I would still suggest taking steps to nourish your garden over about 5 days to a week to prevent any grumpy gut issues in the future. Although you don't have the symptoms, it doesn't mean something isn't out of whack. If you want to assess whether you might have a grumpy gut, I have actually included a free grumpy gut assessment, and the link is in the description of this episode. This will help you identify any grumpy gut issues such as the microbiome imbalance, candida overgrowth, or other grumpy gut challenges. You can also find a link to gut healthy brekkie recipes that can be prepared in under 10 minutes. Now, a quick recap. So if you have taken antibiotics recently or have taken antibiotics in the past, know that this can cause an imbalance in your gut health. So an imbalance between good and bad bacteria. But a quick shift in your diet, for about 2 to 5 days, I do recommend 5 to 7 days. And this will just ensure that you've restored good gut bacteria and you've just really prevented from any further gut health challenges in the future. Thank you so much for tuning in, and have a gut healthy and wellness week. Thank you for taking the time and tuning in to today's podcast episode. To get a notification for when the next episode is available, hit subscribe. I hope you all have a healthy gut and wellness week.